Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 9 Recap Show. He's James Moynihan. I'm Ross Berge. We have a very special edition today as we've reached the halfway point through this season.
Halfway through, we got some superlatives on board. Very exciting week on the Recap Show.
We got to start off with what happened off the field this week as Rag sent out his rant. And then we also had a lot of chatter in emails from Jake and even Chooch chimed in.
Yeah, a lot of chatter on the email thread. Rag starts off with his first ever Rags rant, which goes for approximately, 15 minutes.
Yep.
Notable commentary from Jake on the email thread. And we'll get Rag on the show in a little bit to have him sort of talk a little bit about where does Rag's rant go from here? That's what we all want to know. Where does Rag's rant go from
here? And we even had a team-by-team analysis from BMAC.
Oh, excellent.
We got to mention that.
Yeah.
All right, and we wanted to start off with reviewing the standings of where we are today. Yeah. And these are the overall standings, not broken up by division. As you'll see, Rag leads the way at 6-3, followed by Snooters and then Albert. I think the story this year is the parity in the league, as all teams are within 3 games of each other.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible this season. If you think about last year JK won the league, albeit with 12 teams, but he only had 3 losses the entire season. This year, the league leaders in both divisions have only 3 losses, or already have 3 losses midway through the season, and every team is within 2.5 games of first place.
Yeah, unbelievable. And also, the top team and the worst team, which is myself, are only separated by 23 points.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also wanted to take a look at each division really quickly. We'll start off with the Happy Endings division, as Albert leads the way, followed by Andy and then John. Again, it's all close there, everyone within 2.5 games. And then the Hard Times division, which is Rag, followed by Snoots, and then Brendan. Again, only 2 games separate the teams.
Yeah, unbelievable as we are midway through, and just the parity that has been the theme throughout the season.
All right, we wanted to get into some superlatives.
Very exciting.
We'll start off with the best draft pick this year.
Well, before we do that, I'd like you all to know that Rag won nicest as his superlative in high school.
Chuck did too.
Oh, wow, yep. Isn't that nice?
Yep. So we had
2 people in Massachusetts.
We have 2 very nice people in our league.
Very nice.
Okay, best draft pick. I say it's JK's pick of Fred Jackson. I know I bashed it at the beginning of the year, but he's actually turned out to be one of the best running backs in the league. So I ate my own words on that one. I'll take that back.
Yeah, he's been absolutely a stud. But to me, it's got to be Andy's selection of Calvin Johnson. He was the 3rd wide receiver taken in the draft and picked 17th overall. Calvin has been the most consistent fantasy performer, not named Aaron Rodgers, all season. He has had over 100 yards in 5 of the 8 weeks. He scored at least 1 touchdown in all but 1 game, and he has not scored less than 11 fantasy points all season. He's been an absolute stud for Andy.
Yep. All right, next up is the worst draft pick. I was trying to go for someone that was not injured or traded. A few options here. We had Jed's pick of Phillip Rivers, Al's pick of Reggie Wayne, but ultimately I think it's JK's pick of Mike Williams. He's been a tremendous disappointment. He picked him in, I think, the 3rd round and has averaged only 4.6 points per game. JK never knows when to start him. It's just been an awful pick for him.
Tough pick. So you have JK as having the best pick and the worst pick.
That's true.
For me, I look at it, and I don't think anybody across the league would disagree with this. The worst pick in the draft was Peyton Manning. We were all shocked when Peyton Manning went in the 2nd round, 28th overall, with all of the uncertainty surrounding his injury. It's gone from bad to worse for Bergie-licious. And Manning just hasn't suited up all year, and Ross is really struggling to find consistency within that lineup. So that I don't think there's going to be any argument that was the worst pick.
Yeah, I was hoping he was only out for 2 to 3 games, but clearly he's been out for more than that. But I'm still only 2.5 games back in my division, so I can recover.
Absolutely.
All right, the next up was the best/worst trade because they're typically one and the same.
Sure.
For me, it was my trade with Grimm as he traded me Roddy White in exchange for Ernest Graham. At the time, it wasn't that bad of a deal because Ernest Graham was getting the start for a few weeks. And but then, of course, LeGarrette Blount came back and is starting as Ernest Graham is out for the year.
Yeah, no, I would say that was a bad deal.
Yeah.
Bad deal by Grimm.
Yeah.
I definitely agree that was an absolutely terrible trade. But having the benefit of hindsight, looking back at things, Rag trading Cam Newton to Snooter Badooter for for Ben Tate. That was a pretty bad deal. Cam Newton has been a rookie sensation and has been the starting quarterback for Ricky Snoots' squad that is now in second place and emerging as a real threat within the Hard Times division. And basically, he just gives up a backup running back. So, big pickup from Snoots.
All right, next up we have the best waiver pickup. For me, it was Rag's pickup of Jackie Battle. He was actually picked up after the waiver wires went through that week, and before he was even starting, had a few big weeks. He also picked up Steve Breston that week, who he's been filling in for the last 4 or 5 weeks as well. So ultimately, I think it was Jackie Battle as the best pickup.
Yeah, and while I certainly agree that Rag certainly showed some foresight in picking up Jackie Battle before he really emerged as a starter, there's been a lot of other pickups, so I don't think that would be the best waiver wire pickup.
All right, what do you got?
I think your pickup of Ryan Fitzpatrick has been he's been a mainstay to your roster. We talked about Cam Newton earlier. He was a free agent pickup. Chuck with a huge fantasy pickup with Dan Carpenter. Has just been unbelievable. His only pickup. Lights out as a kicker. But to me, DeMarco Murray has to be the best waiver wire pickup. In just 3 short weeks, he's scored 55 fantasy points, and he's kept BMAC in the hunt. And Felix Jones may lose his job even when he gets healthy. So DeMarco Murray, to me, has got to be that #1 fantasy waiver wire pickup.
All right, and our last superlative is the best game that's happened so far this year. To me, it's got to be Andy and Albert's tie that provided some entertainment for all of us in the league. They tied 3 times in the last 2 years, and then they also play again later this year. We'll all tune in to see if that happens again.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. I'm going to go a different direction. To me, it was JK versus Chuck in Week 7. JK wins 77-75, and if nothing else, it was really entertaining. JK actually didn't win until the Thursday following the Monday night matchup. ESPN did some corrections. Couldn't do their addition, their math, whatever it may have been. He's awarded 2 extra points. He wins 77-75, so that was nearly a week-long battle going on between JK and Chuck. And I don't think that was the last superlative.
That was not the last superlative. I was just going to add, we have one more superlative. It was the worst game. And to me, it happened in Week 7 as Rag beat Jake 66-50. Only 116 points scored in that game. It was an absolutely terrible game. I hope we never see those low scores ever again.
Very bad week there. To me, the worst game of the year has got to be you struggling to a 57-point performance against 112 points put up by John Hart. This was by far the biggest blowout of the year, and it was really never close. John had 3 players who scored over 20 points, and Bergie-Licious' leading scorer was Deshaun Jackson, who came away with only 14.
Yeah, big margin of victory there.
Very tough.
All right, and we also wanted to get into some second half predictions for this year. Who's going to be the winner? Who's going to get second place? Who's going to be in the money?
Yeah, our predictions are never wrong, so this should be fine.
Never. Yep. Okay, for the winner, the overall winner this year, I predict Andy Lynch.
Wow!
Kindergarten Cop.
Wow!
To be the overall winner. He has Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson. He obviously has a very formidable squad.
Sure.
I think it's like 870 points scored on the year. So I think Andy's going to be the overall winner. Who do you got?
Well, for me, the overall winner, surprise, surprise, is going to be the A-Town Rat Tails for the 4th time in 5 years. I just look at my team, and Rag says that he's always impressed by his team. But looking at mine, I've got the best quarterback in the league and arguably the best 3 wide receivers. Chris Johnson is starting to go crazy out there. 10 fantasy points last week. I think it's got to be me.
All right. And the other winner in the other division, I'm going to take Snoots.
Okay.
I think he has a good squad. He's got Cam Newton, Steve Smith. I think it's Vincent Jackson and Steve Smith. Yeah, I mentioned him.
Yeah,
he only has one Steve Smith.
Yeah, he's looking to see an emergence from Philadelphia Eagles, Steve Smith. For me, the other winner, and I'm going to go similarly to what you had said, it's got to be Andy in the Happy Endings division, having both Adrian Peterson and Calvin Johnson. They are arguably the 2 best players at each position, so I think he's going to pull it out of that division.
All right, and then second place in the Happy Endings division, I'm going to take BMAC.
Okay.
I think he's got a good squad. As long as his running backs stay healthy and stay starting, DeMarco Murray's got to win the job over Felix Jones, and Beanie Wells has got to stay healthy. He's got 3 good receivers, including Deshaun Jackson in the flex, so that can always be a good pickup for him.
Sure. And then for me in the happy endings division, this kills me to say it. I think somehow Chuck is going to come in second place and make the money within his division. He's got Tom Brady. Everybody loves Tom Brady out there. Michael Turner's been phenomenal for him. Brandon Lloyd is starting to emerge a little bit. So somehow I think Chucha Magucher, making about 3 moves all season, is going to go ahead and pull that out.
All right, and then the second place winner in the Hard Times division, I'm going to take Jake, believe it or not.
I'm shocked.
He has Matthew Stafford, obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's got 3 amazing receivers. I know his running backs are a little bit lacking, but I think he can make up for that with the other positions.
Yeah, and then my final second place team within my division, the Hard Times division, is the man who sits in first place right now and who we will speak to in just a moment. It is Mr. Kevin McIsaac. I think Rag, he has a little bit of a lead right now, sitting in first place. I think he carries that in through the next couple of weeks. He's just got a balanced squad. I think a big thing for him is going to be injuries, with Ahmad Bradshaw being out. Can Michael Vick stay healthy? Antonio Gates, all these guys. So we'll see how that works out.
All right, and I think it only makes sense to talk to Rag tonight.
This has been Rag's week. We got to get him on the horn and see what his thinking is.
He's still at work. Not sure why he's working so much, but
he's burning that midnight oil.
Bringing on the Benjamin.
Pick up delivery.
Oh, Pizza
What?
Man. It's we're on this call. Greg, you're still working at the pizza place a little late tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of thought you told me on my cell phone. I gotta take orders on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna send an order over to Chuck if you don't mind as well.
Oh, what do you want?
Diabetes-free pizza.
They have those.
Good.
They have
Okay,
those.
we have a nice sugar-free wheat crust. Perfect.
Wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Listen, Rag, we got to get into what everybody's been talking about this week here. Rag's Rant. Are we going to see a 15-minute special every week? Where are you coming from? What do you got?
And why did you send that video?
I thought it was tremendous.
We all love it.
Well, let's take it one question at a time.
We love it.
I made the video because I was a little bored on Friday night. I had a couple beers after work, and then when I got home, I had a couple more. I was sitting there. I'd already gone through all my stories on the DVR. I caught up on all my stories, and I don't know. I started looking at fantasy stuff online, and then I was on the iPad. And I was looking around with the video thing. I figured I'd make a video.
Rag, are you being endorsed by the iPad at all?
You've mentioned that a lot.
No, I'm just really excited about it.
All right, well, that's fair enough.
Hey, full disclosure, it's my mom.
Okay, all right. Cat's out of the bag.
Very nice. Well, Rag, this is a mid-season special that we're holding here today. We went through some predictions as far as what we think. What do you think as far as the end of the season, the second half of the season? Who do you see emerging out of each division?
Danny, me and you were talking a little bit today about how everyone, last year, JK only lost 3 games. And I don't know, I think there's so much parity in this league with 14 teams, no one's going to get that good. I find it hard to believe that anyone's going to really separate themselves at all.
Sure.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if, at the end of the season, there's 6 or 7 teams within, 2 games of the leader. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to predict.
Yeah, time will tell. Rag, talking about your team a little bit, you're dealing with some injuries right now with Ahmad Bradshaw. Obviously, Antonio Gates has come back, but you never know with him. Are you worried about the injuries?
Not as worried as they are. I mean,
the players themselves, sure.
As much as they are. I mean, I got to feel for Bradshaw. I mean, his foot is really killing him right now.
Yeah. that little toe.
But I don't know. I'm actually not that worried about Bradshaw. It sounds like he's gonna play. I think it's one of those things. I'm not a doctor like Brendan, but they say it's a bone fracture. It could be a little hairline fracture, and it doesn't mean anything. I mean, he played on it already. So I think it's just it sounds worse than it is.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And it's not like he's the kind of guy that's going to get 30 carries a game and, catch 8 passes. I mean, he gets 15 carries a game, catches 3 passes, and puts up 10 points. So that's what he does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know I can do that on a broken foot, so I don't know why he can be a professional athlete.
Rag, I got 2 questions for you. Do you think Frank Gore plays this week? And I want to hear what you thought of Jake's breakdown of your video.
Yeah, I think Gore plays this week. There was that report that he had to be helped off the podium after he gave his press conference after the game.
Sure.
And I actually heard a friend of mine who works for the 49ers. He said that Gore was just pounding beers and actually took a couple little shots in the locker room. So I think he was just drunk.
We took a few woo shots at Happy Endings before we drove home on Sunday. So that was...
Yeah, I asked Brendan about that, and cause he's got to drive 80 miles or 180 miles back to Richmond from Fredericksburg.
I think it's 40.
And,
but yeah.
40. Okay, well 40. Yeah. I was thinking kilometers. 180 kilometers, and he said, and this is a direct quote, "It didn't really matter. Drinking Bud Lights for me is like drinking water."
Whoa! Big shot, Brendan.
I thought that was pretty badass.
That is badass.
A doctor and a beast.
A doctor and a drinking machine.
And the second half of my question was... The second half of my question was about Jake's breakdown of the video.
Oh yeah, I got a kick out of that. You know what? If nothing else, I feel like the video, it got people a little more active, and it kind of upped the ante a little bit with the shit talking.
Yeah, no, I agree. And having said that,
sorry.
yeah, no, having said all that, everybody wants to know. This is the question of the week. Will we see another episode of Rags Rant?
You know what? I wasn't really planning on it, but I feel like there are several things that Jake brought up that I feel like, I don't know, I could probably put together 30, 45
A rebuttal video.
Well, unfortunately, this show has a time limit, and we have met its capacity right now. But Rag, we appreciate you being on the show, and
we have 30 seconds. I have one other thing.
yeah, you know what? We got all night.
Jesus, Rag.
You know what, Rob? You can leave. Me and Jim can talk.
Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. I'm thinking about nominating myself for a position.
Okay.
Hear me out here. So there's been a lot of chitter-chatter about this banquet, and it seems like everyone's sort of in agreement that Atlantic City is the place to hold it.
I'm in.
Do you want to be the party planner?
I kind of do.
Right.
I want to be the official 2011 fantasy football party planner.
All right.
I think I can speak for the league when I say this, Rag. You got that job.
You are the party planner.
I already found a hotel, and it's a couple of suites, if you will.
I'm in.
I think it's going to be pretty sick.
I'm in. That sounds good to me.
And you know what? I think if I don't do it, I'm pretty sure it won't happen.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
All right, well, thanks for the call, Rag. We'll let you go. And if you do a Rags Rant show, try to keep it to under 10 minutes, maybe.
I will. I
Okay.
definitely will.
All right, buddy.
Good. Thanks, Rag.
All right.
Have a good one, buddy.
Okay.
Later, guys.
Later.